So I'm on the phone with my friend, and he is kind of struggling with the aftermath of a relationship. Like, he can't seem to get this girl off of his mind. And so he says to me, Devin, you know what? I think I just want to take some time and really work on myself. And I know you're super into this whole self-development thing. And so I was just wondering if you had any tips for me on how I could work on myself. And I'd never really been explicitly asked this question before, so I didn't have a prepared answer for him. But as I started to speak, I realized that although I'd never actually prepared an answer or thought about this question specifically, it's been something that has loosely been in the back of my mind for a really long time. So I knew exactly what to tell him. And my answer to him surprised me as much as it surprised him. And what I said to him is, dude, I think working on yourself is a huge lie. I think that people choose to work on themselves as a way to escape and avoid their actual problems. And I'm not just pointing fingers here, like I am guilty of this exact same thing. You see, my biggest fear in the whole world, scarier for me than anything else that exists, is that at my core, I am unlovable. I am incapable of being loved. And I've never really shared that with anyone except for my friend on the phone that day and now the entire internet. But that's my biggest fear, that I'm incapable of being loved. And that fear has been a huge source of fuel for me on this whole working on myself and personal development journey. I said to myself, okay, if I just work on myself, right? If I just work on myself, I'll be so good. I'll be so smart and strong and successful and wealthy, and I'll be so everything that I'm not right now, that it doesn't matter whether or not I think that I'm unlovable. People are gonna have no choice but to love me. But after 5-6 years of working on myself, it's been a while now, that fear is still as real today as it was when I first started. And I realized that no matter how deep I dive into all of this self-work, I never come out the other side feeling more lovable. And it's made me question the purpose of all of this. Like, what's the purpose of working on yourself? And ultimately, the reason people work on themselves is so that they can re-enter the world a new, more resilient, more improved version of themselves. But that's not what I've been doing, and that's not what a lot of people do when they work on themselves. What I've been doing is it's like I found this piece of metal, and I think that this piece of metal could be really valuable. So I spend all of my time throughout my day protecting it and making sure it's safe and shining it and polishing it and trying to make it as beautiful as I possibly can, because this piece of metal could be really valuable. And this goes on for years, like literally years. But I never, ever bring it in to be evaluated by the metal evaluation guy. I don't know. Regardless, I just keep on shining this thing and polishing this thing and trying to make it as beautiful and as valuable as I possibly can. But I never, ever bring it in. And now it's been so long since I first found that piece of metal that I've actually kind of forgotten what the purpose of all of this work that I've put into this thing. And I've convinced myself that I just need to polish this piece of metal just a little bit more. I need to make it just that much better. And you know what? I don't even really want to bring it in, because I don't even care what this thing's worth. I just enjoy polishing this piece of metal. I just enjoy making it nice. But that's not the truth. The truth is that I've gotten so lost in all of this work because I'm too afraid to admit that this piece of metal that I found all those years ago, that I've put all of this work into, is actually just a piece of junk. And all of that work that I put into it has actually been meaningless. This is what working on myself feels like now. And it's only once I had to articulate that to my friend over the phone that I realized that this is what I've been doing for the last few years. I've just been working on myself. For what? For me? Maybe at first it was, but now I don't even know. It's just kind of all I know. It doesn't really serve a purpose. It's kind of just become an addiction at this point. And I'm not saying that working on myself has been entirely bad, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't work on yourself, but just continuing to work on yourself day after day, year after year, in hopes that it's gonna solve all of your problems is fucking insane. And I've just realized that that's what I've been doing for the last few years. And I guess in a weird way, all this self-work served its purpose. It helped me forget about my original problem, which is that I think that I'm unlovable. But it never solved it, and it never will. And I wanted to share this because it's helped me realize that I have been working on myself for the wrong reasons. And my friend also realized that he wanted to work on himself for the wrong reasons. And so hopefully this video will allow you to realize that you may be wanting to work on yourself as well, but for the wrong reasons. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.